Hey everybody, let's build a guitar. This is version 2 of the curved triangle. Um, version 2, let's see, what's version 2 getting? Version 2 is getting a minimalist headstock, and as you can see I've already cut it out and stained it and masked it off and clear coated it. And it's getting lightweight tuners, and they've already had the back tabs trimmed off and sanded down, and they've been installed. And let's see, what else is it getting? I was thinking of refinishing the body. This is the one that I decided wasn't good enough for stain grade and just painted it. And when I first did it, there was a lot of, I used, what was it, turtle wax hard shell finish, automotive wax on it, and paste wax. And this has texture and grain to the finish, and the wax got caught in all the nooks and crannies. And so I was considering actually refinishing the whole guitar in order to get the stuff out. But in the end, what I did is instead I gave it a really good bath and naphtha, and then I just ran the buffer over the clear coat again in order to, and that got rid of most of it. There's still a couple spots where you can see there's still some residue in some cracks, but it's definitely better than it was. Because I mean, it was like the back of the guitar, you turn it over, and almost the whole thing was white with wax. It was so bad. You can still see it's rough, but it's okay. It's all right. It'll do. It's definitely looking better than it was, so a little bit shinier. Um, so where I'm at right now is the next step is I'm going to bolt the neck on, and that'll allow me to figure out exactly where this single swing bar is going to have to mount. And since this thing is a Floyd Rose, there's going to be a bridge, there's going to be a trim block sticking out here and springs here. So this is going to be mounted up on a spacer block back here. And they'll probably have spacer blocks here too for where the thumb screw goes in. Now I've actually got all the parts now for doing, where are we at here? There's the machine Allen neck screws, and there's the machine screw inserts, and someplace here. More tuners. Oh, someplace around here are the thumb screw version of these guys. They fit into these guys, and then the idea is you would put a pair of these in the neck, use a pair of these here, and put one down here for the bottom for the swing bar, and then you'd put 1, 2, 3 at your 3 lock positions, and you use one of these guys down here, and you use the thumb screw on this part. And I'm probably going to eventually upgrade all these guitars to using this stuff, or at least I'm going to use this stuff on builds going forward. So I'm probably going to do something like, I'm more or less assuming that my first test of the twin carbon fiber tube neck works, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a Steinberger twin carbon fiber tube neck, and I'm going to put it on the X9. swap out the aluminum V-neck and put on twin carbon fiber tube neck. If that works, then I'm going to take that neck off, or maybe make a second one of the two, and then use that to make basically an X12 with a twin carbon fiber tube neck and a Babinga body and all this killer hardware. So that's the basic battle plan. And the only other things I've really got going on is I've got this guitar to finish up, and guitar number 3, which is it's more or less basically the same thing as this, but with just a regular minimalist body. So that's the Floyd Rose, and this one is also Floyd Rose. So yeah, I've got 2 Floyd Roses to upgrade, or actually the other one it's back there. You can't really see it too well. It's behind the white thing on the right, but yeah, that was the failed X10 version 5, I think. But yeah, the Floyd Rose is back there, guitar number 3. So, but other than that, I've got to finish up those 2, and then it's the twin carbon fiber tube neck thing. This thing. Wow. There's 1. There's 2. And somewhere around here, I got number 3. But I'm actually kind of rambling here. Let me ramble less and build more. Okay. So, yeah, first step, gonna get this neck mounted. And I'm just gonna use the old hardware. I'm gonna save this for the next new build, I think. So, yeah, basically there's really not a whole lot to this. The only tricky part is going to be the spacer bars for the swing arm. That pile there, that's all the hardware to put the guitar together. You got the one strap lock for the bar, you got a spacer for the neck shim, and these are like the screws that we're holding on the neck and the old V-bars. And then this pile here is all the trim hardware, and then the trim is, yeah. And here's the rest of the guitar. There's the trim and the strap. That's the whole thing. It's just that, and these 2 little piles of parts right here. And, oh, and I'm going to have to, add the spacer blocks back here. Actually, yeah, it was already upside down. Yeah, so we'll get a spacer block back here, and spacer blocks here, and here, or something like that. I don't know. That's all going to get kind of, blow up that bridge when I get to it. So anyway, yeah, let me get started here. It looks like this thing has a neck shim in it. So the first step is I'm going to want to spot glue that in to place here. You can actually see already where it goes. So yeah, I'll just put a little drop of super glue, keep it from shifting around, and slap it in there, and then this guy goes in here, and then a couple of these guys. That's all it takes. So yeah, let me dig up the super glue. Okay, here we go. Can I build a guitar while holding a phone? Yeah, this really works. So I got Starbond, and I got a little stick here. It's like the end off an incense stick. It works pretty good for this kind of task. And just get a little drop in there. Get over there, you. I missed a little bit, but this will work. Alright. And then we take our spacer. Get a little excess there. That's pretty good. And just let that set for a moment. Dry. Okay, the glue for that shim is dried, and I've got the guitar set up here in order to put the neck screws in. Got them started by hand already, and I'm going to be using this puppy right here. Yeah, I wanted to show you these cool tools that I recently picked up. I think these guys are like about 13 bucks a piece on Amazon, and this guy is like 20 bucks. And they're cordless, rechargeable, lithium-ion, low-power electric screwdrivers. And these things are awesome for working on guitars. They're really low power. They're only about, I think they're rated at like 2.2 newtons. You know, just some tens of inch-pounds of torque. So there's very, very, you know, unless you're just totally stupid, you can't really mess up the screws that you're working with. And they're all reduction gear drives, so that when you use them manually, this works like a regular screwdriver, just like this thing would. But then you can also use the buttons to have it, you know, run shit in and out for you right quick. These are super, super awesome for taking guitars apart. And, you know, like here, you can just do this kind of a thing and just run the screw down in that way. And get it close, and then you can tighten it up manually just by turning the whole thing this way. Or you can get even finer control with just a regular screwdriver to finish it up. So, but yeah, these things are awesome. And see, they don't run real fast, and they, you know, I use them like every day, and last like a couple months on a single charge. And they only, you know, take a few hours to charge up. And this one here, this has like, you know, a 16th or whatever the smallest drill bit is, like a 1 mil or something. And this is awesome for doing tuner screws and truss rods, screws and pickup ring screws and pick guard screws and you know, getting pilot holes and stuff going for larger screws like necks and strap locks and things like that. You know, this thing is just really awesome because it's nice and lightweight, and it doesn't drill super fast, and so yeah, it doesn't really cause much of any tear out. You can, you know, come right in here and do any kind of little surgery you want to do with a little precision drill. And yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, 1326, 40, you know, right there, you get all that for less than $50, all three of them, for less than $50 on Amazon. So, well, at least I did, you know, like 6 months ago or whatever. But anyway, yeah, a nice handy tool. You might want to consider picking one up if you haven't gone for it yet. I also made one of the things so that it would be a tuning key tuner, a winder bit for it. But yeah, the first one I made, it didn't it didn't last. I need to make a tougher one, so, or maybe just break down and buy one. But yeah, that's another use. You put a winder bit into it, and then you can use it to wind and unwind the tuner pegs on the guitar as well. Because it's, once again, it's not super strong, so unless you just leave it on there forever, you're not going to break a string. And it's not super fast. But it's, you know, it's quick enough that you can just take that thing, put it on, and go, and you're done. So yeah, lots of useful uses for something like this. Anyway, let me go ahead and get this neck screwed on, and I'll be right back. Well, it looks like this hole right here. Yeah, you can see it's significantly larger than the other hole. And that's not going to hold anything, is it? No, it's not. This one works. This one works, but yeah, this one's stripped out. So, time for some toothpicks and CA glue. Be right back. It's so cool when you can get guitar building parts at your local liquor store. Okay. Checked out the depth. It came out to, what, 16.6? So, now I need to cut, maybe 2 of these guys to, I don't know, 16 millimeter or something like that. Okay, it took 3 pieces of toothpick, cut to length, cut from the center section, not the tapered ends, and tapped in with the rubber mallet gently, and then a drop of CA glue on top just to hold everything together. Give that a moment to set, and then it should be ready to go. And everything should screw up all nice and tight this time. Okay, got the neck on, and tape the jack out of the way. And next step is I'm going to go ahead and put the bridge into place and check out what kind of clearance I'm going to need in order to put the bar back here, because the bar is going to go from somewhere down here below the bridge, and it's going to extend up somewhere around the 12th fret or so. And I actually have to have the guitar together and have to be able to put it on my lap to figure out exactly where everything's going to be. Basically, if you put the bridge in and you take the center of the saddles and you want to come down on a 30-degree angle and about 4 inches, which is going to put you about here, which is where you want your leg to be. So the bar is going to stick out about here at about 25 degrees, which would put the back of it probably somewhere in this area here. But the thing is that you've got the block and the trim and everything all sticking out under here, so this bar is actually going to have to be mounted on a spacer block. So, but that's going to be in the next video. I'm going to try to keep these short, but yeah, this is another guitar building video. So I figured, hey, if I'm generating content, I might as well film it, because I enjoy watching these kind of things, you know, in the background while I build videos, while I build my own guitars. I like watching, you know, like great guitar build-off videos and stuff like that. So anyway, until the next one, everybody have a good one.